If you're trying to figure out the best web hosting option for your small business's website, then you're definitely not alone. It can feel like you're wading through a sea of tech jargon, flashy deals, and big promises. But today, we're keeping it simple. We're looking at two popular hosting providers, InMotion Hosting and SiteGround, and breaking down what each one actually offers in real everyday terms. If you're just getting your business off the ground, or maybe you're already rolling and you just want to switch to something more reliable, then this video will help you figure out which hosting platform makes more sense for your needs. What matters most for small business hosting? Now, before we pit these two hosts against each other, let's set the stage a bit. What do small businesses usually need from a web host? You probably want something that's easy to use. You don't have the time to fiddle with confusing dashboards when you're focused on running your business. You also need something fast. People bounce if a site doesn't load in a few seconds. Then there's security, customer support, and of course, price. InMotion Hosting and SiteGround both cover these areas, but they do so a little differently. So let's go one by one and really dig in. Now, if you want to get started with either InMotion or SiteGround, we'll have links for both down in the description where you can find the best pricing possible. Ease of use. Which one is less of a headache? Now, here's where things start to get interesting. SiteGround ditched cPanel a while back and built their own dashboard called Site Tools. It's actually pretty clean and easy to navigate. Everything's organized well and it doesn't feel overwhelming. It even lets you do cool things like create staging environments, basically a test version of your site, so you can try stuff without breaking the real one. InMotion still sticks with cPanel, but they've added their own twist with a dashboard called AMP, which stands for Account Management Panel. It's a little more old school, but if you've used cPanel before, you'll feel right at home. Some things are split between AMP and cPanel, which can be confusing at first, but once you get the hang of it, it's definitely manageable. SiteGround definitely feels more modern and beginner friendly. InMotion feels a little more traditional, but it gives you more control if you know what you're doing. So if you're brand new to web hosting, you might lean towards SiteGround for its smoother interface. But if you've used cPanel before and you enjoy it, InMotion could feel more familiar. Performance and speed. Who keeps your site moving fast? Speed matters a lot. No one likes waiting for a site to load, and Google doesn't either. So how do these two stack up? SiteGround has servers in multiple places around the world: Chicago, Amsterdam, Singapore, and more. That means that your site can load faster for people in different parts of the world. They also use tech like SSD storage, NGINX, and Super Cacher, which all help pages load quicker. In our tests, SiteGround delivered average load times under 1 second, and uptime was 99.99%, and that's rock solid. Now, InMotion Hosting, on the other hand, keeps its data centers in the US. So if your audience is mostly American, that's fine. They use something called max speed zones to help you pick the closest server. Their ultra stack servers and NVMe SSDs make a big difference too. In some speed tests, InMotion actually beats SiteGround with even faster load times, like under 900 milliseconds. That's impressive. However, their response time, the time that it takes the server to respond to a request, was a bit slower compared to SiteGround. It's a small difference, but it's worth mentioning. So, in summary, SiteGround is fast, global, and consistent. Now, InMotion is super quick too, especially for US-based visitors, but it might lag just a little more in server response time. Still, both are fast enough for most small businesses. Security. Who has your back when things go wrong? Security is one of those things you don't think about until something breaks, and by then it's too late. SiteGround has one of the most impressive security setups you'll find in shared hosting. Their plans come with free SSL, daily backups, a smart firewall, and even an AI system that detects and blocks bad bots. There's also malware scanning, and the hosting environment is designed to keep your account isolated. So if someone else on your server gets hacked, it won't affect you. InMotion gives you a good baseline of protection too. Free SSL, DDoS protection, malware scanning, and a firewall. But here's the catch. If you want automated backups or more advanced security tools, you'll have to pay extra. Now, it's not a huge cost, but it's definitely something to consider. So SiteGround gives you more security features right out of the box. InMotion offers the basics, but you'll need to add a few things if you want the same level of protection. Customer support. Who's actually there when you need them? Both of these companies have pretty good reputations when it comes to support, but they go about it in slightly different ways. SiteGround support is super fast. They use a smart system that helps route your question to the right person, whether that's live chat, phone, or tickets. You might not always get to chat with someone instantly, but once you do, the help is solid. Their reps are knowledgeable and actually know what they're talking about. InMotion Hosting takes pride in its US-based support team. They're available 24/7 via phone, live chat, email, and even Skype, which is kind of cool. The team tends to be friendly and helpful, and they try to walk you through any issues step by step. In our experience, wait times were short and the staff seemed genuinely eager to help. So who wins here? Honestly, it's a tie. Both of these companies offer strong support. SiteGround might feel a bit more polished, while InMotion has a more personal touch. Pricing and plans. Which one gives you more bang for your buck? So taking a look at pricing, let's go ahead and start with InMotion. So if you go ahead and click the link down below in the description, it'll bring you to this page right here where you can go ahead and get started with InMotion and choose from their different hosting plans. So as you can see, there are several different plans to choose from. There's the shared hosting plan, which is their best value, starting at $1.99 per month. Then there's the cPanel WordPress plan, which starts at $3.29 per month. And then there's the VPS hosting, which starts at $4.49 per month. And then there's dedicated hosting for $35 per month, which is a big jump in price. And if you're watching this as a small business owner, you probably don't need anywhere near that level of hosting. So if we go ahead and click here on compare plans, now when you go ahead and click on that, you're going to see different plans at different terms. So as you go ahead and click on these different terms here, you'll see how the prices change. And obviously the longer of a plan that you commit to, the better value that you're going to see. So it looks like the 2-year plan and the 3-year plan, you get the same pricing. You're just locking it in at a longer term when you choose the 3-year plan. But taking a look at its core plan here. So on the most affordable plan, you can create 2 websites. You get 100 gigabytes of SSD storage, unlimited bandwidth, a free domain, free SSL certificate. It supports about 50,000 monthly visits. You get free email. There's 99.9% uptime guaranteed. There's live chat support from helpful humans, free website migration, malware protection, DDoS protection, web firewall application, and a 90-day money-back guarantee. So that's just on their core plan. And if you choose a higher tier plan, you're going to get even more features, which you can go ahead and explore on your own. Now, taking a look at SiteGround, when you click the link down below in the description, it'll bring you to this page right here where you can go ahead and choose from some different plans that they have. They have their web hosting plans, and they have their WordPress hosting plans. So taking a look at their web hosting plans, they have 3 different plans that are pretty comparable to InMotion. So they have the startup plan starting at $2.99 per month. They have the Grow Big plan starting at $4.99 per month, and the Go Geek plan starting at $7.99 per month. Now they have a lot of the same features that InMotion has, but you can go ahead and explore them further here on screen. So if you end up going with InMotion and you choose a little bit longer of a term, you're going to see a little bit better pricing compared to SiteGround. Now it all comes down to what makes the most sense for your business. But if you want to get started with either of these hosting platforms, we'll leave links for both down in the description below where you can go ahead and get the best pricing possible. So which one should you choose? Let's bring it all together. If your small business is just starting out and you're on a tight budget, then InMotion Hosting is probably the better fit. You can get more storage, host multiple sites even on the basic plan, and their performance is top notch, especially if your audience is mostly in the US. And if you want a bit more polish, better built-in security, and tools like staging and backups included, SiteGround is a great pick. It's beginner friendly, very fast, and has a few more performance-focused features baked in. It costs a little bit more, but it's also a little easier to use. Now, neither one is a bad choice. Just depends on what matters more to you. Saving a little bit of money and getting more features with InMotion, or paying a bit more for smoother tools and a slightly easier experience with SiteGround. At the end of the day, your hosting choice should match your needs, not just today, but also where you're headed in the next year or two. If you plan on growing, adding more websites, or even running an online store, both of these hosts can handle it. So think about your priorities: budget, ease of use, speed, support, and then choose the one that lines up best with your needs. And they both offer money-back guarantees, so you've got a bit of a safety net while you're trying things out. So if you want to get started with either of these platforms, you'll find links for them down in the description below. These are affiliate links, which means that we earn a small commission when you use them at no extra cost to you. And these commissions really help support the channel and allow us to continue to create free content just like this. So if you end up using those links, we thank you so much in advance. And if you found this video helpful, don't don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another video. Here on this channel, we make videos on how to create websites, explore different website builders, discuss domain names, and so much more, so be sure to subscribe. But other than that, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you here in the next video.